Manchester United have won 2-1 away at Aston Villa. A really big win there for Erik ten Hag, with his future massively up in air if Manchester United don't at least qualify for the Champions League for this coming next season. And somehow he's scraped a win again in the dying moments of this match through yet again Scott McTominay. I mean, he must have done that a few times this season, come up with the goods. There's been probably 3 or 4 games where we scored late on in games to salvage a draw, a win, to turn a draw into a win. I mean, you look back at so many games this season, the Wolves game, the Brentford game, I'm sure there was others. I think Sheffield United was fairly late on, we nicked it 2-1. This one, there's been a few games where we played like dog shit and we've just got away with it. And we've got away with it again today. You could see that equaliser coming in the second half. And we've got away with it, but he's put out pretty much the strongest lineup he could possibly go for in this game. He has to, because these games are must win. A draw when he went 1-1 and it was looking to me as though it was going to be a draw, I was concerned that they might nick the win. But I mean, that would have been the complete end for Erik ten Hag in terms of getting 4th or 5th position, because 5th position probably will get you a Champions League spot based on the performances of Liverpool and Arsenal and Man City in the Champions League and Europa League and whatnot, which they'll probably do pretty well in them competitions to allow Manchester United to be able to qualify if they finish 5th. And without finishing in the top 4, Ten Hag will not, or getting a Champions League spot, Ten Hag will not make next season. I'm pretty sure of that. With Sir Jim Ratcliffe coming in, he's on eggshells. Even if he does qualify for the Champions League, even if he wins the FA Cup as well, he will still be on eggshells, because when a new part owner or owner comes in, they generally want their own man to come in, they want their own people, and unless he does well, then it is a problem. And looking at that game again, no tactics, just nothing there. A lot of people crying out for Erik ten Hag to go again on social media, certainly on Twitter. But the only thing is, lately the results have improved. The performances haven't been great, but Rasmus Hojlund again getting himself on the score sheet. I was basically writing him off after that game against Wigan, to be honest. I thought, Jesus Christ, I was never convinced when we signed him whether he was going to be the guy to lead the line for Manchester United for years to come. I mean, we've had so many players come with high potential, like Anthony Martial, Memphis Depay. So many young players have come to Manchester United. Jadon Sancho have come to Manchester United with huge promise and have failed on this stage at Manchester United. But lately, what is it, 5 goals in 5 or something like that in the league? It's a lot better turnaround. If you remember watching him against Wigan, where he missed a couple of sitters, I thought that it was going to be a long road back for him then, and I wasn't sure if he's playing for the manager. I mean, because you do see with some players, when you change manager, we've seen that with the likes of Rashford and Pogba over the years, when the manager has been fired, players turn their form around. I did think that it could be a case of maybe that, but he's not getting the best out of him. But fair play that he has turned it around to a certain degree lately. But Rasmus Hojlund's got to continue this. He's got to continue to score goals, because he is that main man up front for Manchester United, and that's what you've got to do. Rashford's not scoring enough goals for Manchester United. Garnacho's still young and doesn't score enough. Then you've got Bruno's not scoring nowhere near enough goals, and Casemiro and Kobe Mainoo are not going to get you many goals at all. They might get you like 5-6 league goals between them a season. So Rasmus Hojlund is being relied upon on getting the goals now. He is only 21 years of age, so it is still a lot of pressure for him, but that's the pressure you have when you play for Manchester United. You've got to get the goals, you really have. But a good 2-1 victory in terms of the result for Manchester United, because that has changed everything for Erik ten Hag. I think we're like 4 or 5 points, is it about 5 points behind Villa or whatever it is, I'm not too sure, and that is catchable. And if he can get back into that Champions League this season, it may keep him in a job, but I'm not sure that he's going to turn this around at Manchester United. I'm really still not. I don't see what the football he's producing on the pitch is sustainable for Manchester United long term to turn it around and win the title. But I don't know. I mean, every time I feel like this is the end for Erik ten Hag, or that this is the final game that will kill him off. Obviously, he won't get the sack now before the end of the season. We do understand that, but I still think that when the top 4 is if it's done and dusted, then at the end of the season they won't keep him. And every time he keeps fighting back, we've had so many games this season where I thought he's dead and buried, another defeat, that's the end of him, and we've somehow fought back. I just don't understand how we keep producing results after results. I think there hasn't been many draws this season. I remember the Liverpool one, but I don't remember it. I think there's not been any other draws, which is incredible for Manchester United that we haven't drawn him enough games. I mean, a lot of people though on social media were talking that when he brought Rashford off and brought Scott McTominay on, that it was a baffling decision. But to be fair, Scott McTominay has come up with the goods on a number of occasions this season. Lately it has dried up. Before the game against West Ham, I don't think he'd scored in a while, so that had completely dried up. But fair play to Scott, he's got another goal, and Manchester United seem to have salvaged the points today, which was must needed anyway, and we just move forward. At least the season isn't complete and utterly a complete and utter write-off. There is something still to play for Champions League football. I would personally sooner win the FA Cup, because we're going to go in that Champions League and probably play like dog shit yet again next season, unless something massively changes. But I would still sooner be in the Champions League than be in the Europa League. I hate the Europa League. Anyway, let me know your thoughts in the comments section below. Manchester United couldn't keep control of that second half, and it isn't good enough for Manchester United. Massive improvements have got to happen. But we've got to remember that Manchester City and Arsenal both lost 1-0 here away at Aston Villa. Yes, they're not playing as well as they were back then, and Chelsea spanked them 3-1 the other night, but Villa Park is still a difficult place to go. They're above us in the league. We should be above them in the league with the quality we have on this pitch. No disrespect to Villa. This group of Manchester United players, in my opinion, are still better than the players that Villa have got. So there's no excuse not to finish above Villa, really, in the league. Anyway, let me know your thoughts in the comments section below. Smash a like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and I'll talk to you all again soon.